Hi everyone, just a quick plug before I begin the commentary. If you haven't signed up for the OCTGN Netrunner League Field and Loading Tournament, do sign up for it. It's completely free and is fun for everyone to play, no matter your skill level. And you get to learn from some of the best players around. And if you get to play against me, maybe I can learn from you too. So with that, let's get started. I'm now whipping out my serious Gabe Knight deck, facing off against one of my toughest matchups, HB, lots of end run ice. So he starts off by not icing R&D, so I'll take advantage of that, and I see a rotor turret. Next, I run HQ. Even though I have a single beta in hand, I want him to res the ice, so I can potentially emergency shut it back down. He doesn't res it, obviously because he wants to protect himself from a Count Siphon. I spend my last click, second last click to run his remote server. No sneaky accelerated beta tests or agendas or whatever. Making sure of that, and making sure that he doesn't pull off any sense. When I'm not aware of it. Turns out it's an ETH campaign. I'll leave it there until he reses it. He protects R&D with a piece of ice. I have to believe that is a rotor turret. I spend my first click running HQ to get 2 free credits. It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation again. If he reses it, he'll be vulnerable to Siphon. If he doesn't, he gives me 2 free credits, which I take happily. Then I use those credits to trash Jackson, because he'll rely on Jackson for drawing lots of ice, lots of economy, and while milling agendas that he doesn't need. I spend my last click to run R&D. Again, damn if you do, damn if you don't, because at 4 credits, Rotor Turret is one of the most expensive end run ice. You don't want to use it just to force the runner to end the run. So he lets me through, and I score 2 points as a result. I wouldn't say that's a mistake from him, but yeah, that's the problem with running Rotor Turret. That's the reason why I don't have it in my own HB deck. If the runner is running Brickless like me, Rotor Turret is really one of NIs you don't want to see early on. I draw up and I run R&D again, and sure enough, this time he reses Rotor Turret. It's pretty painful. Now he's down to 4 credits. So yeah, I'm forcing him to use up his credits. And I don't really have much to do with my last click, so I delete my plus crit and Armitage. I started this, I mulligan into a hand with 2 Armitages at the start. That's not what I want to see early on. Armitage is one of the best income, early game, best sources of income all around, because it provides 11 credits and it doesn't really slow down your tempo, not like Liberated accounts. That's why I love it in my Gabe deck. However, you don't want to see 2 copies of it early on. I get my Show Gamble going, and I run HQ. This time, he doesn't let me have the free credits, he shows me the Eli. So not only can I not go in, I cannot reliably account Siphon, but that's fine because I don't have an account Siphon yet. Meanwhile, he continues installing lots of shells. I don't know what's the second one yet, but since he didn't score it, I'm assuming it's not of much importance to me yet. He gets another Jackson going. Since I have 13 credits, I'm definitely looking to trash that. Anyway, I don't really have much else to do. I can't barge into R&D or HQ. I have a special order, but I don't really know what to bring out with it. I don't have any reliable sentry breaking tools except for Fem, and that costs too much at this point in the game. Corroder would be very nice, and I would need yes, facing against HB, Corroder is always very good to have, but paying 4 to break through Eli is not really worth it. So I will hold off of the special order just for now. I draw into a Desperado. That's definitely what I want to see. Although I should have drew it before running the server. With my last click, I decided to fetch a Knight. Not knowing what most of his eyes are yet, Knight is the best option for me to maintain pressure on all the centrals and give me a lot of options. Since I have free click and I could use special order, that was the best thing to fetch up. He installs another remote server. I have no idea what it is. I'll definitely have to face check it. Face checking remote servers definitely cost time, but with Desperado, this is mitigated somewhat. you get to ensure that he doesn't pull off any shenanigans, and at the same time you get 1 free credit. Turns out it's in ETH. Again, I'll leave it on the table until he decides to raise it. That's why ETH is not that good a card. Huh? Yeah. I continuously check his archives because I have reason to believe that he has dumped quite a few cards in archives since he's drawn quite a bit with Jackson Howard. Yes, I then install the knight. You want the knight to be on your table so that, yeah, the next turn you can install it wherever you want and make your move. Can you see what my next move is going to be? He installs another Jackson Howard, but this time I'm down to 7 credits and my Armitage is running out. So I decided not to kill off his Jacksons anymore. It was getting too annoying having to pay 3 every time. So I decided to pressure one of the remote servers. Can you see which one? Action 1, post knight on archives. Action 2, sneak door beta. Action 3, take 2 credits from Armitage. Action 4, run. So if it's anything with 2 subroutines or less, I'm going to break it, and he doesn't raise it, and I access, score a beta test. That puts me at 8 credits, a very healthy level, and I am now 4-0 in terms of agenda points. And now I force him to trash the piece of ice over archives. Ideally, I would like to have popped my knight back over to R&D before doing so, but hey, no harm. As a one-use piece of as a one-use icebreaker, knight served its purpose for me, and trashing it, that's fine. It was a good move to trash it, and yeah. Now he's stopping me cold with a wall of static. So yes, now it's time to bring out my corridor. Oh wait, I use up my special order. So that's not gonna happen. Instead, I install my bank job, and I threaten a run on his Jackson Howard. So now I'm forcing him to use his Jackson Howard so that I don't have to spend the 3 credits to trash it myself. Because he has to declare whether he wants to use Jackson Howard first before I decide whether or not I'm using bank job or whether or not I'm accessing the server and trashing Jackson. So he cannot run the risk, so he has to use Jackson himself. So even though I waste the click, but because I don't get the bank job credits, at least I force him to get the Jackson out, which is quite important because now he cannot draw 2 cards. He cannot dump agenda safely in archives. He raises ETH. That has to go. Even though I inside job, my first click, I ran straight into the ETH server, force him to rest his wall of static. Now he's down to 3 credits. Second click, I inside job it. So now he has no more drip income, and he's down to 3 credits. He's at a very, very weak position right now. Rarely do I get HB into such a weak position, but this game I managed to do it. So I'm still feeling quite good, even though I don't have any icebreakers out, even though all 3 central servers, I can't bring to any of them. At least I'm denying him a lot of credits. And that's without even using account siphon. How cool is that? Meanwhile, I keep making runs on remotes. He's allowing me to make free runs on remotes to get credits, so why not? He installs another item in the remote with the wall of static. Oh, that's tough. I need to get in there. It could be an agenda, and he knows that I have no way to break through. I spend 2 clicks drawing cards, but I draw no special orders, no breakers, so I'm forced to use my inside job on his remote. Do I get an agenda? Do I? Nope, it's a Jackson Howard. Yes. So I end up trashing it because why not? And I think that's his last copy of Jackson Howard, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. And I continue drawing out because now the most important thing is that I need to find the corridor. So I can break into his remote, break into his archives, which means free access to HQ, and break through HQ, the front door of HQ itself, so I can account cipher. Luckily, my first draw the very next turn was a corridor, so I instantly got into the remote, thinking it was an agenda, but turns out it wasn't. It was another Sensen. And he used the first Sensen that he had earlier to speed score Vitruvius. Right now I'm down a lot of credits, my bank job has been used up, so no point going in to trash the Sensen. Instead, I'll backdoor his HQ. And I was thinking, how am I going to stop him from fast advancing another agenda into that Sensen? I can't trash the Sensen. I don't even have enough credits. Then it occurred to me. Siphon him blindly, lose 2 clicks for the Eli. If that's a code gate or a sentry that stops the run code, hey, at least I force him to rest it, and he won't have any credits to fast advance the next card. Well, I was wrong about that because shipment from Sensen. I use that too. I know how powerful it is. You can score something even though you have just made a count siphon. That is so powerful. So yeah, he got 4 points, same as me now. I'm starting to get a bit worried. But with the siphon money, I'm able to... Oh, what I did was to sneak door beta the next turn. Since that was a successful run HQ, I managed to emergency shut down the rotor turret over R&D. Then, because he had no money left after my siphon, I was able to make us eye in for free and score a priority right to close the game. That is so powerful. Being able to run HQ and then shutting down anything that is getting in your way over R&D and then digging it for the win. It's a very powerful combo, and one of the reasons why criminals are so powerful right now. Yeah, so I was happy that my Gabe deck won. I'm still trying to get used to winning against these HB decks, and so far it's been proving pretty decent. Admittedly, I got quite lucky with the HQ runs as well as pulling a Corroder, top decking a Corroder right on the very turn that I needed it the most. Thanks for watching. See you around next time.